passive-aggressive behavior, it's the Swoop Show with Gregory Struss. Stay tuned for the next 30 minutes because you'll bond with Bill and Vivian Williams, founders of the Folklife Festival. Visit Pacific Northwest Multilingual Books Internet Company and hear the music of fantabulous Dwight Beckmeyer. And now, here's a gentleman whose job will never be outsourced by the Bush administration, Gregory Struss.
Yes! Where's all the love? Tell me! Thank you. I feel all the warmth in this room, I'm telling you. Probably because we had all the lights on earlier. Anyway, does that make sense? How many of you realize that Spain has pulled out of Iraq just as quick as Hollywood porn stars are pulling out of each other? This health scare wouldn't be so bad if they would just use some good old condom sense. Little different, I thought. And McDonald's CEO has died of a heart attack. To honor him, McDonald's is now offering for a limited time an unhappy meal. Mayor McCheese will preside over the eulogy, flowers provided by Grimace, and in lieu of flowers, please make a donation to your local liposuction clinic. Yes. Big-time movie actor. I don't know if any of you have heard this, but Kevin Spacey was robbed of his cell phone by a young man in a park at 4 a.m. 4 in the morning. Yes, when asked what he was doing in the park at 4 in the morning, he replied, not being gay or anything. Maybe that's what it was. And one of the ways that Oprah stays in shape is by not eating anything for 3 hours before she goes to sleep. I think Oprah looks great, don't you? Especially for a person who hasn't slept for 6 years. So it's... I don't like making jokes about Oprah. She's a national institution. I love Oprah. And Nicole Kidman is the richest entertainer in Australia, making Tom Cruise the sorriest man in Hollywood. And I don't know if you heard about this, but locally here in Seattle, stranger editor, an all-time good guy, Dan Savage, who is a gay man, has married a lesbian co-worker. This is the most sham marriage since Tom and Nicole. Oh.
A birthday present for you.
A birthday present? A birthday present? You should... What is it?
Happy birthday, Brett.
Oh, thank you. Oh, a whole, what is it? Coffee and everything.
There you go.
Well, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Should I open it now or should I wait?
Open it now.
Okay. Is this something that we can all take a look at here? I was going to say, if it... Oh! Oh, this is what everybody was calling me about. Hang on a second here. I was thinking it was the Partridge Family bus or something. Let's see. We got it here? Swoops! What do you think about that? Well, thank you very much. Great show tonight. We'll get to it after this. Stay with us. Thank you.
How many of you have ever gotten those rainy day blues? How many of you?
I have.
You know, where there's nothing on TV, no money to go anywhere. Well, I have just what you need that will take those rainy day blues away forever.
Oh, yeah.
It's the revolutionary sack of crap. That's right, the
Sack of crap.
And this is going to keep you busy with the missus or Mr. Before get busy for hours.
Busy.
How many of you would like to see what's in this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's see it, baby. Oh, yeah.
Multicolored paper.
Ooh, man can't do that. Ooh.
McDonald's napkins.
Napkins.
And your favorite multicolored paper clips. Ma'am, how much would you pay for this?
$150.
$69.99.
Sir, how much would you pay for this?
$126.75.
Yes, you have a question.
Where's the bathroom?
Sit down and hold it.
Don't you see we're talking about crap here?
You can make hundreds of craft items for just $29.99.
Really?
Oh!
Believe
But
it?
wait, hold on. There's still more crap. A laundry detergent scooper.
Oh, God, I need that.
The travel size sack of crap.
Trouble.
Yes, you have a question.
Yes, where's the bathroom?
Here, have a cup.
Oh,
So order now
Yeah.
while supplies
Yes,
last
yes.
and before the Postmaster General catches up with me. Yes! Oh, crap!
Action! We are back. I think this is like our last. Is this our final show for the end of the spring or winter season? I thought so. You know, and some. I can't tell you how many people called me and said, "Did you know that I was seeing something on TV called Swoops?" And I was like, "Great." I said, "It's chocolate and everything." And they're like, "Yeah, you know, chocolate gives me the runs, and now I think of you and your show." So I just. Maybe not. Anyway, good music tonight from Dwight Beckmeyer. We also have Bill and Vivian Williams, who are the founders of it's the Northwest Folklife Festival. Yes, so it's kind of interesting. And we also have one of our recent visits. Now, from time to time, we like to go on the road. We haven't done a lot of this, but we hope to be doing more of it. We talked with Ken Tompkins, who's the owner of multilingualbooks.com. And that's kind of interesting. They have a lot of different languages, books, things like that. And it's a Northwest company, and thought that would be interesting to highlight that. Anyway, the job market, as you know, has been kind of touch and go for a lot of people. And one of the reasons why is because, you know, it just has been touch and go. Including me. More go than touch. More go than touch, that's good. So what we've done is decided to take a look at maybe some other jobs and maybe some hazards that come with new jobs. You know, because it's all about recreating yourself in the new millennium. Don't you think so? Something like that? Sure. And especially at $2.05 a gallon of gas. I can't believe this. Who's getting all this money? $2.05. I mean, it used to cost like $9 to fill my '79 Volkswagen Beetle. And now it's like $22. I'm like, who's getting that money? I'm telling you. And you're going to be singing about that later, aren't you? You'll be singing about the gas, something. All right. Okay. Anything new to report? Crew? Nothing? Nope. Bert's back. Isn't that exciting? Yeah. Anyway, the work environment can be very hazardous to your health. Here are a few dangerous occupations that people have. All right? Well, I guess I'm going to have to move this one. Well, remind me, I got to talk about this in a second. Maybe a big bass player, feather fluffer, isn't that bad of an occupation. What do you think? I thought maybe this guy might be able to be hired for a laxative ad or something. Look at his face. Do you see that? Can we see his face? Look at that. It's like, ooh. Oh. You know, driving can be very dangerous, especially when McDonald's got rid of their supersize meal. The popular 80s rock band Men at Work was always a hazard to listen to. You can take a look at this, especially their 20-year reunion. I don't know. Do you think it's because of that we're paying $2.05 a gallon of gas? Handling Venus flytraps is like handling your meat with a razor-sharp, man-heating hoo-ha. Did you see that?
Did you say hoo-ha?
A razor-sharp hoo-ha. Thank you. And you know, we were talking about this earlier, that whole situation that's going on in the porn industry. This is a porn star's reaction to new health care. I just feel this audience tonight. I love it. I feel all this energy. Everybody's excited. Stilt walking at those high altitudes can cause nosebleeds, especially when goat herding. But of course, you know what he says? It's not so bad. Bad. All I can say is don't sniff the fungas where the cows have been. All right. Do we want to see a couple more of these? How are we doing? How are we doing? We doing? We doing? We doing? We doing? Okay. Let's see. Tim, which one do you think we should go with?
The one that's in your hand.
Oh, you like that one the best? Okay. All right. This is our final one because we are talking about jobs and we're also talking about job safety, which is very important. But if you're on unemployment, that's pretty safe too because you have an income. All right. When clam digging, you have to be very careful not to handle the gooey duck or you might get crabs. Ouch! And a look at our wonderful job hazards. Thank you, audience. That was wonderful. We have a wonderful program, and we'll get to it right after this. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Although you have a lot of pressure and you have a lot of work ahead of you, that obviously you're making a difference there already.
Thank you. I'd like to think that I am.
I feel like it's painful to talk to me or something. Like this.
No, not at all.
I'm making a Boy Scout because they found that I did blow, and then I was asked to leave.
Funny because I introduced myself to you at the gym, and you're like, "Get away from me, weirdo." And and I said, you just went on your bike ride. You're like, "Oh yeah, I appreciate that. It was 2 years ago." So what was that like?
It's good. At least you knew who I was. It was an amazing experience. I won the middleweight division.
And do people ever compete for your attention? No, I'm kidding.
All the time. Trust me.
So how eating apple I look like you?
You might have to do a little bit of exercise.
Couple
We're not
apples.
talking with the paintbrush either.
We are back. Yes, thank you. Now, you know what Erin was saying before the show tonight? She's our director, and she's like, you're wearing a, was it a robin's nest blue? Or robin's egg blue? Robin's egg blue? I've never heard of that. Have you?
Sure, Robin's egg blue.
Okay. So, Dwight, what are you going to be
Great.
playing? How are you doing?
Doing good.
It's good to see you.
You too.
Thanks for joining us. You've been in Seattle for a long time.
Yep.
A lot of your music is political yet inspirational, you would say.
I guess I'd say that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are we going to be hearing?
This one especially, it's called Salmon, Eagle, in the Forest, and it was written for an environmental rally for Earth Day just a bit ago. And it was a huge success at a big rally we had.
Did it have anything to do with like a robin's egg blue?
Robin's egg blue. I was trying, you said earlier, would you say something about the price of oil? I'm thinking, what song do I have that has price of oil in it? Well, this one does have oil in your eyes in it, and you'll hear in the first line. Okay.
Ooh.
So we did a heck of a segue there, didn't we?
Great. So let's hear the music of Dwight Beckmeyer, everybody. Yes!
Imagine you're a salmon, oil in your eyes, mercury detergent, fertilizer, pesticides, apocalyptic eagle, screaming over cars, shopping malls and parking lots and pavement freeway scars, encroaching population, the salmon said, why is the water so cloudy? And the eagle said, why is there smog in the air? And the forest said, woe, sorrow of sorrows. And the people said, and the people said, ancient forest sacrifice for cabinets and doors, toilet paper cups and fancy hardwood floors. Greedy timber lobbies can't see forests for the trees. $1,000,000 houses cannot fill the primal needs. Insatiable consuming cannot fill the gnawing holes. The sickness of the planet is the sickness in our souls. And the salmon said, why is the water so cloudy? And the eagle said, why is there smog in the air? And the forest said, woe, sorrow of sorrows. And the people said, and the people said, wake up the politicians, wake up their constituency. Hey, a new day is upon us. Wake up from complacency. This is the start of a movement. This is the crest of a wave. Remember, there's joy in the morning. Troubles, they don't last always. Spirit of life, move through the waters. Spirit of life, soar through the air. Spirit of life, take root in the soil. Spirit of life, teach us to care. We are here, we care. We are here, we care. And all the people said, we are here, we care. We are here.
Oh, yes. Dwight Beckmeyer. Thank you. We love that song. And we'll be back in just a moment. The salmon. Are the co-founders of North Folk Life.
Northwest Folk Life.
Northwest Folk Life. Should we start that over again?
That's fine.
So how are you guys doing?
We're doing just great.
Now the co-founders of, now it's
Northwest Folk Life.
Folk
yeah.
Life.
Mm-hmm.
And how long has this been? This is like a yearly thing over Memorial Day every weekend,
That's
right?
correct. Over Memorial Day weekend. It was started in 1972. First festival was May 1972.
And you were?
One of the principal founders of it and responsible really for the philosophy under which it runs.
And what is that philosophy?
The philosophy is really a community sharing philosophy. It's the concept that people, need art in their lives, and a lot of people have that. They play music at their living room, and they go down to their community center, and they have a get-together, and things go on. They dance, they eat food, and all that. A lot of different cultures in this country, and
We usually do that before the show.
Of course, but a lot of people that do a lot of things that are part of their cultures, and they are doing it on an amateur basis, something that gives them an identity with a meaning to their life, you might say. There's no forum really to present that. There are not any commercial clubs and anything like this. Right. So folk life really provides a forum for that. It provides the stages.
So how do you keep this fresh for yourselves?
Oh, it's always fresh because...
okay, we've heard you. Vivian needs to talk a little bit.
How do we keep it fresh?
How do you keep it fresh? Because after 30 years, 32 years...
Well, the festival is so huge that you can see a whole different spectrum of stuff every year. And so you go down there one year and you can concentrate on one particular stage and see a whole variety of stuff, and then the next year you can see a totally different array of things. So it's always fresh for everybody.
So this is kind of like now in Grand Rapids, Michigan, they used to always have like a festival where lots of people would come from, it wasn't very diverse, quite frankly, very conservative, and always have musicians and things like that. Is that pretty much how this works too?
This is a very unique event. There's nothing like it anywhere in the United States, or for that matter, anywhere else in the world.
It wouldn't be like a Woodstock?
It would not be at all like a Woodstock, no. It's not at all like Woodstock, because the philosophy under which it runs is really different in the fact that it can run the way it has run all these years. It seems to be strictly a Seattle experience, and we've talked with people from all over the country that have been involved and would like to see things like this started elsewhere, and their answer to us is only in Seattle. Only does Seattle seem to have the right mix of people and institutions and that with the right attitudes, okay? Because everybody that performs at Folklife contributes their services. And there are no paid performers unless some organization gets a grant to bring them in and uses Folklife as the venue. For example, the Blues Society. Here I was reading the Blues Society's paper here out in the lobby coming in, and the Blues Society would often put in a grant to the National Endowment or something to bring a blues artist out. Okay, well, the venue would not be some theater in town. It would be the Folklife Festival. So those and that person would get paid. But everybody that's not in that position, all the other performers, some 4,000 of them, do not get paid at all. They contribute their service.
So Richard sings the blues too. It's usually about monorail versus light rail kind of thing.
We can all sing the blues a little bit about that sometimes,
So let us know what it's this year, as in past, Memorial Day weekend. And right. What are we looking at? What dates?
I don't even know the dates this year. I haven't even looked at the calendar. It's toward the end of May, last weekend, and toward
the last full weekend
20-something
in May,
or other in May, right?
Monday.
I want to thank, I don't know what that meant, Phil and Vivian Williams, co-founders of the Northwest Folklife Festival. Be sure to go out there Memorial Day, every year.
Every year.
We thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Good luck with everything. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll be back in a moment. President Bush was in the state of California this past week with Governor-elect Arnold Schwarzenegger. Some thought that they were campaigning, but it turns out that they were promoting their new movie, Dumb and Dumberer. How about Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown? Allegedly, he struck the singer and is now in court. He thought that Whitney asked for smack, not a smack. And we are back. All this excitement. Thank you. We want to thank everyone for joining us this week. Dwight Beckmeyer, who performs all over Seattle. We also want to invite you to check out the Pacific Northwest's, what did we look at today? The Folklife Festival, and of course, multilingual books. We are moving to 11:30 on Tuesday nights. What an exciting moment this is. But for all of you who have joined us since September, I mean, we've received email from you. I appreciate your calls, appreciate your insight, all of that stuff into life here as we know it in the Pacific Northwest. Anyway, we are going to end it here. And I want to thank everybody that's worked on the show this season. Of course, the people here at SCAN who are very dedicated to making sure that we have the best facility in which to produce a show. I don't know if any of you know this, but things are up here for renewal. And it's very important that you let your politicians and the good people at Comcast know how important SCAN is, because it's one of the last voices out there where people can have an independent voice. We don't hear, I mean, you simply do not hear the kinds of things that you hear on this station. So it's very important that you support that. Anyway, Greg Struss, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Take it away.
To do something really big, like climb Mount Everest or play the piano or save the world. Now I'm standing here doing the dishes and realizing this is what life's about. Standing here doing the dishes, and the dishes are never done. That's what makes doing housework fun. Yeah! I'd grow up and be an army hero. Mom didn't seem to want me to grow up at all. But I worked real hard to make the grade and figure out life's meaning. Now I'm standing here doing the dishes, and the dishes are never done. That's what makes doing housework fun. Yeah! Can be awkward, but it doesn't break. Glasses are fragile, but they're fun to juggle. Pots and pans you have to scrub really hard over and over. Knives are sharp, you better be careful. You're gonna learn a lot when you do the dishes. A woman really love a man who do the dishes. Yeah! Dishes for the next generation. I hope they clean them well and get all the egg off the frying pan. This is just a simple song about doing the dishes. Has nothing to do with pollution or taking care of our planet. I'm just standing here doing the dishes, and there's so many that need to be done. Yeah! Dishes.